Russia will host heads of state from 47 African nations for the first ever Russia-Africa summit in Sochi on Wednesday. Ahead of that, President Vladimir Putin has set the tone for the summit, saying Russia can offer help to African nations without any strings attached. And like Western partners, Neha Punia has more from Moscow.
As Russia joins the latest scramble for Africa, its president has clearly outlined what his pitch to African countries is going to be. Vladimir Putin has said that Moscow will be looking to strike fair partnerships with African leaders, ones that are based on equality and are unconditional. He's tried to draw a sharp contrast with the West, calling it exploitative and self-serving. In that interview given to state news agency TASS, Mr. Putin did not name any specific country but said he was referring to former colonial powers. The president also alleged that the West is trying to prevent Africa from developing close ties with Russia. Mr. Putin is likely to repeat this message later this week when he interacts with African leaders. He will chair that summit alongside Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who is the sitting African Union chairman. In Africa, Moscow is competing with countries like the United States, China, Japan and India. Experts say that while Russia doesn't have the same financial clout as Washington, D.C. or Beijing, it can leverage its military capabilities, nuclear technology and oil and gas investments. Russia's military hardware will also be on display at this summit, including its S-400 missile defense systems. And Vladimir Putin says deals worth billions of dollars will be signed in Sochi. After the fall of the Soviet Union, Russia's presence on the continent dipped, but it's now looking at Africa once again, driven partly by a need to explore new markets because of Western sanctions and because its own economy is stagnating. Whether or not Africa reciprocates that interest and to what extent will be the big question. Neha Punia, CGTN, Moscow.